Bonsoir la famille. J'espère que vous m'entendez quand même assez bien. Je vois que le micro aussi commence à faire des choses étranges. Hop, hop, hop. Et tout ça, c'est dehors aujourd'hui. Yako. En tout cas, on va essayer de faire doucement, doucement. Avec le micro, j'espère que vous m'entendez. Ah oui, 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 oui. Yes, I hope that you can hear me properly. Yes, today Wednesday, so it's a Mellenoire fully in English. Yes, don't forget, on Friday, 10:30 UK time, I will do it also in French. Oh yes, you had a problem last weekend because I was sick. I was sick, so sick, but now I'm fine and I didn't want to alarm you because things happen. But I'm fine now, so hopefully, inshallah, I should be back also this Friday. So what are we going to talk about tonight? Yes, I remind you guys, tonight is special English, and on Friday it will be in French at 10:30 p.m. UK time. So tonight what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about rejection. Yes, rejection. That's going to be something deep, but I hope that you guys are going to listen and definitely send it to people who need to hear the truth, because sometimes when it comes for you guys, we know it's hard to hear the truth from your friends. So sometimes it's good if a stranger can do it. So why not? You can send it to them as well. Okay, we're gonna start in a couple minutes. Let me check that everything is all right. Yes. Dun, 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 dun. So please, guys, listen. Listen first, questions later. Otherwise, we're here until 2 o'clock. And I know that tomorrow, you guys, like me, have work. So it's a bit hard. So I know, I understand. Okay. All right, so we see how it goes. In a couple of minutes, we're going to start. Don't forget that you can find other topic on my YouTube channel. Yes, Mellenoire.j, or you just put Mellenoire and you see how it goes, what you can see from there. Yes, that's not a problem. Yes. So from there, we see how it goes. All right, we're about to start in a minute. Yes, let's see what they're going to say. If you do have a say, a point of view you would like to talk about, feel free. But listen first, and then, yeah, let's at least have half an hour. I hope it's not going to take too much of your time tonight, but you're free to go back to it on my YouTube channel, Mellenoire.j, or on my IGTV. Simple as that. All right, we get started now. Yes, sir. Okay. Ready? Are you guys ready? Hello, 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 everyone. How are you guys? Yes, tonight I said we're going to talk about rejection and failure. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. If you do have some questions, write them and I'm going to read them. If you really have a say and you really want to talk about it now, say it and we can share a video. But I really want you to listen first, because this world is getting crazy and I think that we need to clarify a bit what's going on in our mind when we have a rejection. So, not much talking. This hair is going everywhere. Yes. Okay, hello Juliet and everyone. I hope you can hear me. You can hear me, hopefully, nicely. Okay. Okay, let's get started. So, rejection. What does it mean for your rejection? In what? For work? In relationship? Oh, you know me, I love to talk about relationship. But let's say that this topic we can also, that's good. Good, thank you, Juliet. So then I can talk properly. So what I like about relationship is because when we hear from somebody else, it's much more beneficial. Yes, because there is no parti pris, like they say, and it's very objective. So let's get. So when we talk about rejection, what do we feel in relationship? The pain, the hurt, the disappointment, all the effort that we have made. And worse ever is when you've done all your best to make it work. It can also be when you look for a job and you've done 2 or 3 interviews and everything went fine, but the last one didn't go through. Disappointment, rejection. You've done several relationships, never works, always something wrong. Disappointment, rejection. So what to do with it? So we can say easily like, yes, we feel so angry that we want to insult the person, we want to make it work, we try hard and it doesn't work. So the more you're trying hard, don't you notice that you can't notice that you waste your time because you're in there. But you're the only one who make the effort. That is the first start. So that's why I want us to analyze this rejection and see how we can take it better. Yeah, it's not like to have it with a smile when somebody doesn't want you no more. It's what to do with this experience, with this feeling, how to cope with it. So, as I said, the rejection is like a sentiment, a feeling of refusal. You know how painful it is. When you just think about it in your heart, you feel like, it hurts. And sometimes your ego is talking. And because you refuse to see the failure, you start to blind yourself and still go through. You can recognize some signals that the person doesn't care for you or is not on the same level in terms of your expectations. But you still carry on because you don't want another failure. But in this moment, who is suffering the most? So that's why we have to be aware of how we're dealing with the rejection. Because if we're living in this denial that everything is all right, everything is good, and you carry on into it, you will be the only one who struggles, who suffer, who is in pain, while the other person just takes his benefit. I'm pretty sure you know about that, but there is more into it, because sometimes when you don't really accept the rejection, you can go through depression because you're so scared of what people is going to say, and you don't want to face the reality with your partner, so you keep it for yourself, and you start to detach yourself to your friend, your family. Even at work, you don't talk to nobody. You still make your boyfriend, partner like he's the God in this earth. But in mind, you're suffering because it doesn't give you the attention that you need. It doesn't give you what you're actually looking for in him. So that will create a depression, even anxiety. Do you understand when people say anxiety, oh, I got anxiety? To clarify, anxiety is a feeling of worry. Yeah, nervousness, unease, something that is uncertain, so it gives you some tension. All this animosity of feelings and stuff, because one person does that to you, and that's the person in question, your partner, the one that you don't want to take this rejection, and that's why you have all these bad things happening to you, and especially in your mind, and you're on your own when you're living that. That's a problem. But is it always a problem to feel rejected? Have you ever asked yourself, is it really deeply a bad thing to be rejected? Or you're going to tell me, yes, one time is fine, second time, but all the time? Then there is something who's going wrong with yourself. Not necessarily. Let me tell you, with this Mellenoire, I hope you will understand that it is not necessarily you who is the problem. But there is probably a lesson for you to learn. So I can say that rejection sometimes is actually beneficial for you. And you know me and God, I think that God is talking to us through all mistakes. Sometimes we think that this is the right person, but God knows that this is definitely not the right person. And I'm pretty sure you know more or less someone who lives in this fantasy. And you talk to her all the time to say that, I can see this man doesn't love you, for instance. But you still, I don't know why, crying for him. Do the impossible for him. Don't you see you're wasting your time? You can say that to your friend, but your friend will not realize that because she's so in love. But what type of love is that? Especially when you don't really feel the love on your everyday basis. He doesn't give you this attention. He doesn't treat you like a proper lady. But you're still in denial. Because he may have all these attributes that you're looking for. Physical attributes. Like he got the muscle, he's got the prestance, the charisme. The list is long. But it's all superficial. Oh, he's responsible, he's working, he's kind of... All the adjectives that you would like to imply on that man. But he doesn't give it to you. So you're thriving for something that is not there. Alors, according to this lady that I love, she's a psychologist and author. I read her book. Her name is Leslie Baker Phelps. She's, and she wrote Bouncing Back from Rejection. And I advise you to read that book if you really want to know a bit more of how to handle rejection. So I repeat, the book, the title is Bouncing Back from Rejection, Build the Resilience You Need to Get Back Up When Life Knocks You Down. You can't be more precise than that. And what she's saying is very interesting. She said that we must realize why we're feeling rejected after a bad breakup, for instance. It's not like, oh, don't look only at your emotion. On this time, you have to be pragmatic, step by step. If you really want to handle it, you need to change the way you used to work it out, things like that. And how? Parce que vraiment, I think this is where it's getting more interesting. We want to know how, because the pain that we feel every time, it hurts, and it doesn't allow us to move forward. It takes all our time, our spirit, everything changes, get affected. But guys, once again, there is some tips for you to do better. So she was saying that it's normal to feel rejected. Guys, it is normal. So don't think that it's only you. Oh, I'm so unlucky. Everyone gets rejected one day or another. So if you put this in your mind, instead of accusing yourself for something that you're not even 100% sure that it is you, it's time to change this way. She also said that, and I find it very quite interesting about these theories. Hey guys, I hope you're going to understand reflection. She said, obviously we feel rejected, but if we have a look at it, how? She talked about a theory called attachment theory, like the parents and his children. You know, when the parents give all the love or the support of the child can make some mistakes, but he will still feel confident enough, lovable, worthy, because you have all this team, which is his parents, his family, to give him his love, his support. So if he fell, he say, yes, it's okay, it's fine. I can carry on because I know I'm worthy. But the person who didn't receive that one, she talked about the second theory, which is the insecure attachment style. Yes. And I think you guys are going to recognize this part, because we're all doing it some way or another. When we think that, oh my God, there was so many failures in love, I've never been lucky, it looks like I'm not a lovable person. I'm not a lovable person. I'm not worthy. And all these bad feelings come back to your mind years after years, failure after failure, and then you're losing hope. You become insecure. They said, before you feel this, guys, step back. That's why I love these psychologists. I remind you the name again because she's called Mrs. Phelps. Because she said, no, girls, and men as well. You need to recognize those predators, those future heartbreaker men or women, obviously. Yes. They realize that in this society where everyone is busy, who go out? No one go out like they used to. We're getting old, it's getting expensive. You work a lot. You don't have time. So what do? You go back to the social media. You go back to those websites and you try to find love. You have some few conversations, some few dates. And then you realize that you're dating more or less a man, let's say, because I'm a woman, so we talk about men like that. And those men, you have one, he look nice, good chatty, it's quite good, it's quite fine, good, it's a good vibe. But when it comes to commitment, they disappeared. And then you go with another one, it's still the same. And you're losing hope. Alors, this lady, Mrs. Phelps, she said she will tell you how to recognize them. And I'm going just to let you know. They said usually those people who are wasting your time, you need to flare them. They have a busy life, more or less like you. But they still have some trauma where they cannot afford their heart to love somebody else. But this is not written in their foreheads. But you can recognize them with their habits, with what they're doing. When you start to talk to them and chat with them and see them, and we realize they're not really available for you. They will see you, have a couple dates with you. They're going to be very intimate in terms of sexually intimacy. You know what I'm talking about? Sex friend, to be, you know. But then you get physically attached to that person. But when you ask him to move forward in that relationship, he refuses. He's not ready. He will give you all the excuses. But when he comes to see you to do you, or for you to do him, then there is no problem. So girls, when you have this type of men that you're dating, please, don't blame them. We're grown up. What's the point to get attached to someone who only see you for his benefit? At the beginning, women will always think like, oh, anyway, he's just a sex friend. But come on, we all know how it ends. We all know how it ends. And it's hard. You think that maybe you will change him because X, Y, Z. Waste your time. Because from the beginning, it can show you some signals that he's not ready for that. But you choose to ignore it and go with the feeling. But the time is flying. The time is flying. It's not coming back. What do you do when it's like that? You get attached. And who is suffering? Is it not you? So that's why this lady, she said, check his schedules. If he doesn't give you that time that you need, it's a signal. If it is not there when you need him, it's another signal. If he takes you for granted, I'm reminding you guys, we are just in a level of dating. It's not like a proper relationship. It's just the beginning. It's from the beginning, you know. And there is some crazy men even worse. They like they're on duty. They're predators. They're here to take your time, to take you. And instead of falling in love for what they give it to you at the present moment, if you are looking for a proper relationship, you must force yourself to see beyond before getting the rejection, because the rejection, you can feel it. But somehow, I don't know if it's the ego or something, who push us to move forward in that relationship. And especially when with a person that you date. Come on, girls. Come on. She talked about this type of men. She give them a name. An avoidant person. Yes, an avoidant person. Who are they? Eh bien, c'est simple. She said they're keeping the relationship shallow or surface level, which means that they give you just enough for you to believe that something can happen, but then they spoil the bits because you don't want to get attached. She said this type of avoidant man, they're focusing on sexual intimacy without emotional closeness. Emotional closeness, no emotional damage, no. So it means they sex you for the pleasure, not to give you the love that you desperately need. No, it's sexual, it's not love. There's a very big difference. And I think that's where the ladies getting confused.com. Because the sex is so good. You know how to go down. You know your G-spot. And you think it's enough. Because that's enough for you to want more. Because you think it's valuable. Girl, check your principles. Because the man who knows that he can get you, he will use you to the end. I'm telling you. And I know you guys, you understand what I mean. Because sexual intimacy is normally when you really love someone. And you have a real reason to love that person. Not because she's looking good. It's because she give you or he gives you something extra in your life, and it's not the sex. It can be a support, a moral support. It can be a motivation, another eye, how to perceive life, for instance. Something's going to make you go forward in life, make you grow. Not financially, you're not a prostitute. I know that money is quite important, but you need to see beyond, because we're talking about real women who are working. So sex becomes affordable anywhere. But what is your extra thing? And if that person, you can't describe that extra thing that it does into your life, that was another signal that you choose to ignore. And sometimes you get trapped to these sexual feelings, so you want more. And he's thriving like a fish. Oh, I know she's going to come back because I'm the one who know how to. And effectively, you're coming back. But you come back with another agenda. I'm going to change him. He's going to be my man. But you're wasting your time again. Because most of them actually, they tell you that they are not ready. Oh, I've been there. They tell you, so it's no surprise. But somewhere, I don't know if it's your ego again or your hope that every God, I don't know. You want to, you really expect that it's going to change. Because you know you can do it. You're a strong woman. You have all the qualities that men looking. But you may not be the quality that he is looking for. But because you're doing good sex, he will still use you. And he will trap you like a fish. When you need it, he will give it to you. And when you see that you are into him, he will back off a little bit. And you will still be hoping that he can give it to you later on, or another day, another time. But you're hoping because he showed you that he was a good person to hold on. Some of them will tell you, I don't know yet, but we see how it goes. But from day one, he knows. So when we're talking about rejection, we should see it coming. Don't pretend that we know everything. That's not the case. No. She said also, for most of them, they will do things alone, without you. He spends more time with his friends. He's going out with his friend. He do things with his friend and not with you. You actually doesn't exist in his real environment. His friend doesn't know you. His family doesn't know you. Oh, we keep it on a down low. Mm-hmm. Why? So when we say we're scared of rejection, we have all these signals. Why to be scared? Because it's shown you from day one it wasn't ready. But you refuse to believe and to see the truth. So that's why it is important to check what we want. Mm-hmm. Why I say that? Because we can prevent this when we pay attention to details. But the details is not only his behavior, is remembering what you will like. What are your own goals? What do you want in that relationship? Because if he doesn't deliver, you have no hard feeling to break up when he tells you that he doesn't want you no more. Because he cannot deliver what you're looking for, and you as well. So it should be fine, the rejection. No, because your ego will take the top of that. So what to do when you're having this type of dilemma? She said, we should take the time to self-reflect. But how to self-reflect? I think she will recognize herself. Sometimes you love someone, but you can't explain why. You think that you are a second person when you are with him. You just like this energy. Yeah, but this is just an energy. It's not a synergy. It's not the melt of two good-minded goals. I don't know, two people with the same goals who are doing something together. The synergy will be different. So when you say that you need to self-reflect, it's asking what is your expectations. Okay, you're dating with him. This guy is well presented. He's okay physically. He's okay. He has a good talk, a good elocution. He's enough. He's responsible. He has all the qualities that you are looking for. But there is that thing that still don't give it to you. And that's the thing that you need to reflect. Is it that thing's really important for you? How bad it is? Because he can provide you with sex and anything else, but it's the thing that you are looking for. He doesn't provide that. Okay, you get me there now. So you have to take the time to reassess your relationship that you have with that man. And we talk directly to men, to women, but men you can just put the same for women because we're all the same at the end. For instance, when you check your values and your priorities, okay, you become to an age, because the age is really important, especially for women who want to have a family, to build a family, have children, or to get married. When you go out with the man, did you ask him the question? But obviously you can ask the question, maybe say yes as well. But did you check his behavior? It's like when you go to an interview at work for a position, and you answer all the questions very well. But as soon as you're on duty, we can't see those skills. Then there is a problem. So you always have to put yourself first. And when I say first, yourself is your priorities, your expectation. For instance, okay, I want the man to be available for me. Like he can show me that I do exist. How he does that? By texting me in the morning, by talking to me about his life, to asking me my point of view, to include me on his daily life. I said include me on his daily life. Because when you are at the beginning of a relationship, what you notice, that, oh, he's not really present, or I don't know, he doesn't show me that he likes me. You're just not sure. The signals, the action is the difference. Don't look at the talking. Try to stay focused on what he does for you. That's the most important thing. If it's shown you by actions, like for instance, he's calling you, he notices with the tone of your voice that something is wrong, and he asks, then that is a good point, right? That can give you hope. If he's shown you, he put you first, that can give you hope. But if it's the opposite, that when you ask him to do something, he never do it. When you call him to come to you, he never comes unless you open your legs. This is a signal. Remember your goals, your expectations. You want to be married. You want to have a family with him. You want a real commitment, a real relationship. But the behavior shows the opposite from him. So in that case, because you reassess your priorities and your values, and you realize that this guy is just wasting your damn time, so when one day comes to you and says that he wants to end up the relationship, you shouldn't feel sad, not even to yourself. You try all your best, it didn't work out. Fair enough, you can move forward. But when it comes to a rejection who make you feel like not comfortable with who you are, and you think that you have to change because you are too nice, too naive, this is a problem. Girls, and I'm talking to the ladies who really have this problem, that when they have a breakup, they start to put all the world against them, or think that they are the problem. Rejection, for me, I believe, is a GPS. Oh yes, GPS. For me, I just create this word for that. GPS is a God. Is processing something else for you, girl. Yeah. Now, if you put with the normal GPS that you understand the words, when you go to one way, you want to go, I don't know, to your friend's house, you usually use the A journey. And then you realize when you go to that road, it's full of roadworks. What do the GPS? Change the road, change the journey, change the direction. And when it maybe takes more time, because if you go straight forward, it's always easier. But because there is full roadworks, you know you're going to waste a lot of time in the traffic. So you better change. You have no choice, because you can see with your GPS that the other roads are free. So what do? Instinctively, we change the road. So why don't we apply that with men? When we have a rejection, don't listen to your ego or your failure. That's not the point. If you listen to it, what do? Cry, depress. All the negativity will come to your mind. Does it going to change the situation? No. Does it going to change because you feel miserable? No. So what you have to do is to accept it and change. It means let it go. Like Frozen, let it go. Yes, let it go. It takes time, girls and guys. It takes time to realize that we're wasting our time. It is really important for you guys to step back and realize that, because we are not getting younger, especially for us women. Oh, it's good to have the makeup today, to be on point today, but with the age, the wrinkles coming. The biological clock is ticking. You don't have time to waste. Okay, 1, 2, 3 relationship didn't go through, or you can, yes, GPS, next. Because if you take your time to stay with somebody who doesn't fulfill your dream, fulfill your needs, share the same goals, you are really deeply wasting your time. Why do you always stick to someone that doesn't show love? Oh, because everyone is with somebody, I have a partner, they are happy together, I don't want to feel lonely. But deep inside, you are alone in your relationship. Especially at the beginning when you can tell that these men don't give a shit. Why are you still staying there like hoping? You feel like is Santa Claus gonna answer your prayers? You need to find the value to yourself. If you hold on to a man who doesn't give you what you need, you're the one who wastes your time. You become the bad person. Because if you check the way, if you try to change your place, for instance, you become the person who rejects the other one. Would you like that person to be nagging, please come back, please, I love you, please, when you know that you don't give a shit? How do you feel? And the good part of it is there will be someone for you. There always be someone else for you. But sometimes life can show you the opposite. It is true, but once again, the devil is a liar. Yes, but there is not enough men in this world. There's plenty women. Don't believe that men has to fuck around to find the right one. No. I believe that God's put a lot of women who are here to love, to teach lesson to the right men. Yes. We're here to teach a lesson. So when you spend your time thinking about sex, for instance, you're wasting your time. Oh, I can give you good. No, come on, man. After a certain age, sex is, who cares? You're not going to die with sex. After a certain age, who cares? It's what you want to achieve with that person together. How do you grow together? This is more interesting. And when you have this balance, I'm telling you, the sex will be good. But if you restrain yourself with some small feelings of dependence, of sexual dependence, it will fade away. And then you will come back to the same point again. The man doesn't fulfill your real needs. So when you do not accept this rejection, I'm sorry, but it means you just don't want to grow. I will talk also about those men who doesn't want to leave the exes in peace. Same for women as well. If you finish with your ex, it's finished. It's finished. Unless there is a lesson you still haven't understood and you're going back until you will learn. But bear in mind, you have principles, you have values, you have goals together. And then if you find jealousy because you don't want anyone else to go there, because you've been there, because this is the mother of your child, so no one should, you're talking like a child yourself. Because everyone needs happiness. And happiness is personal. What I like, it may not be what you like. But we can like something together, right? But if we can't stand each other, what's the point? It's better that you stay on your side, I stay on my side. Happy life, happy ending. But if you come and try to be irritating, and every time you think about your ex, you feel upset, it's not because she was a bitch. It's because you still didn't digest your past with her. You still haven't learned the lesson. Because it should be no reason for you to feel upset. You should be nice. I'm quite nice with my exes myself. Obviously, when you don't give a shit no more, you can only be nice. But when you have something like unfinished business, that's where it hurts. But how you express yourself to her. Maybe change that and try to have a honest adult conversation with your ex. So then you understand why she left you. Why you have sometimes this feeling of violence. The devil is a liar. Sometimes you just say, yeah, like if I can slap her because she got mouth. This is the easy part. Listen to what she said. Forget about those insults because you know how it is. Who cares you insult your mom, your dad, your father? That's just words. What about the action that she did? Hmm? Why you try to forget all the good things you have shared together? Oh yes, that's the good thing actually that make you feel that you regret, that you feel sad because you cannot share it again with that same person. So instead of thinking about this negativity, why don't you help yourself of thinking like, I can do it with the right person if I am patient enough. If I wait patiently, you can have it again. Yes, you can. But if you are too greedy and you don't want to wait, good luck to you. So as I was saying, you have to come back to it because I think you went too far on it. Check your priorities. Let it go. Leave your space for the right person. You can also practice the self-care. Yes. When you took the rejection of someone, it means, okay, something happened, you feel bad. So some people choose to have an ice cream and stay in the bedroom like the American. Or some people just decide to fuck around. Okay, now I'm going to become a bitch. I have no love. I will take the money from all the men, and so on and so on. The devil is a liar again. Why do you have to change your way because of a bad relationship? Huh? Or you don't believe in love anymore, so you believe, open your legs and give it to the whole world. It's going to change something. It's going to give you the right man that you need. Because your ex, your past, hurt you badly. Why do you want to change? It's not even for the better. Oh, now I understand women who just go with men who's got money. At least they have money at the end. Do we die with money? Do we die with money? Is really money your real truth? Oh yes, but you feel better. It can cheat on you, but at least you have a Hermes bag on your... It's material. It's materialistic, these small things. Your heart will still be broken. Or you prefer to feel like a prostitute? Is a better... No. So you have to check your principles. Never change because of a rejection. You can change for the better. If you maybe on your past relationship you were too aggressive, you were too rude, you didn't like to share your views, you were too shy, and then you let a lot of things inside of you, you didn't communicate efficiently with that person. It's true. Okay, so for the next one, I will do better. Oh, I cannot say I will not do it now because we never know. And sometimes we have to make the same mistake several times until we understand really what we did wrong. But you need to leave yourself into it. I said into it. Don't force yourself. Do it naturally. So for you to handle it, you need to try to enjoy yourself. Simple as that. Because when you are in the rejection mode, you close all your doors and you start to reinforce all your, comment on peut dire ça, all your protection. Okay, I will be heartless now. I will be a bitch. I will be this and that. And you think you say that to protect yourself, but that's wrong. Instead of going this way, change it. Self-care. Enjoy positivity. How? I know you're heartbroken. I know you're crying your ex. But you know when you cry, it doesn't change the situation. It doesn't change. It's still gone. Or you're hoping he's going to call you. That's not where you're supposed to put your energy. Start with something fresh. Start simple. Me, I have to change my whole house to feel better, to tell you the truth. And it did work. Look at me now. Look at me now. Huh? Yes, it works. Surround yourself with positivity, starting with your own house. Put more flowers. Change the decoration bit by bit. Go out. Check your friends. Enjoy yourself. Have coffee with a very good friend of yours. Or maybe it's time to recontact the person that you didn't talk properly or you had an altercation with her. Try to consolidate anything positive for you. Maybe you can ask some feedback from your friends. How was I when I was with, I don't know, Frederick? How was I? Oh, you were this and that. Oh, really? I didn't realize, blah, blah. Learn from your mistake from another point of view. That can help. Enjoy yourself with warm beverage. Treat yourself. Go somewhere on your own. Have a nice coffee and try to relax. After work, try to relax. I don't know, do some yoga, gym, change your lifestyle, have a new pajama, cozy one to feel good. Try to reconnect with yourself. After rejection, that's the bad things, girls, I'm telling you. That will make you feel like more in control of your desire or what you really needed. Just this comfort moment that you allow yourself to have will reassure you. But you also have to take the time to process that relationship. How to process, not only by crying and so on, but is to analyze what went wrong. And I think I did say that several times in my past Mellenoire. But on this one, I will be more precise how you can do that. And anything I said, trust me, girls and guys, I did it myself. And it did works. Oh yes, it did works. No wonder why I'm like this now. I'm so happy, girl. Okay, so what did I do? But I took the time to do a list of my feeling. When I had to break with my, who, it hurts my feeling, it hurt my ego. I wasn't expecting it. I thought it would be all right. I thought if I have to give him some excuses, oh no, try to change his mind. It's like you're begging for love. Oh yes, I've been through that, girl. We all did that one day or another. Oh, it happens to me. Because I didn't want another failure. And I didn't want to do, to have, for instance, my daughter by myself. So it has to work. I have to make it work somehow. I'm begging for. God said, no, let it go. And he left me with an 8-month girl. And I wasn't in that state, so it hurts me. How did I do to come back? Girls, when he left me, I was 115 kilos on this one. You can check on my, I was like this. I was super big. So my confidence was 0. I had 4 children, 1 more new baby, 8 months. I was 38 years old at that time. So it hurts me. It hurts me very deep. And I couldn't be that deep in hurt because I have my children to look after. But how did I do to cope with that? Oh yes, God did help me a lot. My cousin helped me a lot. But God first helped me and reassured me that I have to move forward. So I couldn't because the emotion was so deep, so I was really in the dark mode. I didn't want to talk to nobody for that. It's like it was time for me to face it. Another failure. 2 different dads. What the hell are you going to do? I was very, very scattered. I was very bad in shape. But I decided to move forward because it's good to cry, it's good to feel sorry for yourself, but then the result is still the same. Life must go on. But the time you realize that it's a couple months, and you put on weight even more. You look miserable. So I write down what I like about this guy and what I hated about this guy. So for instance, I was feeling quite unbalanced, obviously. I was feeling quite unbalanced. I was feeling sad because obviously we wasn't together and he left me. So I put on my list unbalanced and sad. Who is like unbalanced, sad. And then use, and when I put those two, I try to put them together. Why did I feel it unbalanced? Because I thought that we were having the same goals, that we wanted to have a family together, we're supposed to get married, we're supposed to do this and that together. I'm feeling sad because it didn't happen. Because I wasn't ready with myself to handle the situation by myself. I didn't see it coming. Make me feel sad. Then I have children that I cannot really expose my failure. I need to move forward. So when I put them together, I realized that I couldn't be in control of his reaction, because he's the one who causes all these feelings towards me. But when it comes to sadness, that he left because he wasn't happy or he wasn't fulfilled. So it was he, not me. Me, I was fine on that things. I was quite fine. So that's why I started to understand that he needed something else that I couldn't provide for him. It hurts. But as I said, life is a bitch and happiness is personal. What makes him happy is not what makes me happy, apparently. So I have to let it go. And I start to understand more and more things. Unhappy, unfulfilled, feeling incomplete, all together is because he wasn't part of it. And I could see it coming, but I choose to ignore it. So, incomplete because when I was doing things, he wasn't doing it with me. He was becoming too different. He changed his behavior. I should have noticed that something went wrong, but maybe I didn't notice because I was too busy with myself. But the result was there. And once again, I understood, no. It is like you see that guy wasn't comfortable with your personality. At the end. After 2 years, he wasn't comfortable. And that's how I started to accept the rejection. Is by trying to understand from his point of view. Because I understand from my side that all the things I was feeling is because he wasn't there with me. So why now should I take the rejection bad? You cannot control this type of things. And the fact that he chose to leave, he wasn't ready to fight for it. I need to take it back from me. I decided to not change myself, not even for the next one, because I believe this is who I am. I cannot change. The person will have to accept. And to accept my personality, we have to have common goals. Because no one is perfect. Nobody is perfect. The only thing is, you need to choose to be with somebody who will understand you. Simple as that. As long as you give them respect and values and they feel good and they're growing with you, you're safe. So this person does exist. Just take the time. Don't try to complete yourself on your sorrow with somebody else. A lot of people does that as a pattern. They just don't feel like to be by themselves. They have to fulfill this need with another man. Been there, done that. He will still come back at you. You will still waste your time. Because this feeling that you wasn't ready to work on, it will come back to you. It will come back to you. So it's better for you to take the time to say stop and analyze pen and paper all your feelings. When you think about this rejection, you must have kind of ideas what did go wrong in your relationship. So then that will give you the lesson for the next one. It's no point to say those easy things because you lose your temper and so on. This is yes, okay, but what are you ready to do to change that? Because you cannot change him, but you can change yourself. And that's why I said those relationships, those rejections, they help you to grow. Because if you take the time to reflect on what did wrong, or what you did wrong, or what you didn't do enough, and you find a solution to it, I'm telling you, your next relationship will feel better. We feel better. I may not say that you're going to find the right man, no, but you will feel better. So it's no point for you to feel sorry for yourself all the time because it didn't work, because it's another failure. You need to see it like an opportunity to change. So while I'm talking about the rejection, the failure in relationship, I'm actually talking about a lesson to learn. Rejection is a hard word, very, very strong word actually. But if you look at it, it helps you to grow. Don't refuse the reality. I think that's why we're having this rejection sometimes, is to teach us a lesson to do better. Don't hold on. It's like someone saying, I'm going to change, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. He's not doing it, girl. He's not. One day or another, his true self is going to reappear. You're going to be in tears. If you have a common goals, you should work on it together. But if from the beginning it's not this way, who's wasting the time? Who's wasting that time? It's no point for you to feel also sorry for yourself and straight away try to end up the relationship. No. You must have an honest conversation with that person. Where are you standing? What he wants? What do you want? Why he doesn't do enough? Because sometimes some people, they're very, I would say, slow to understand what a woman really wants or really like. So we have to teach them. We have to be open to converse and to tell them. Get some goals at the end together and make it happen. But if you're not ready to share what hurt you or what you really want, don't get surprised. If you know somebody who is with a man because she just don't want to be alone, if you're a good friend, let her know that it's going to hurt one day or another. There will be somebody for you, always. When people say, oh, the grass is greener somewhere else. Franchement, it's true. Not always, but if you understood your mistake, well, it's true. I think we're going to stop now. I'm good. I'm doing just 1 hour now. I'm so proud of myself. So don't forget that this Friday is going to be in French. And I know the French people like to debate, but let's make it short. Yeah, 1 hour will be great. And just 1 hour. So I hope this Mellenoire helped you to understand how to accept a rejection. Oh, you want me to repeat? Okay, I can conclude very quickly then. So, how you handle it is by accepting. How do you accept? By writing down do a list of your emotions, what you like and what you dislike on that past relationship. What you could have done better, what he didn't do, what you were expecting from him and he didn't provide. Both, you can do this. When you have this answer, now you can focus. Now you can understand why it didn't work out. Oh, but you think that you can do better, you think you deserve a second chance. Discuss with him and see the approach. If the answer is still a no, you say, no, I'm not ready to commit with you, let it go. Let it go. Don't waste your time. it will only hurt you more. The man or the woman needs to give you the respect to fulfill the need that you are looking for. If he doesn't provide that, you're wasting your time. The clock is ticking. We're not getting any younger. So make sure you have honest conversation all the time, even if it's the person you just date. You need to be aware of your expectation. So then the rejection, you can take it. Because, okay, it hurts. You understood your mistake, you will do better. Don't necessarily try to remove all your strength, all your attributes, all the things to define who you are. Or like say, oh, I'm too nice, I'm too generous, I don't want to be like this anymore. No, be you. Enjoy to be you. Don't change because a man show you something else. Because that was just the wrong person. That was just, please forgive yourself. There will be something better for you. Just be patient. It's hard. I know. Oh, girl, I know. It's hard. I know. But be patient. And it will happen. Yes. So you can reread, you can re-listen, do whatever you want, share it. You know how it is. Hopefully tomorrow I will put it on YouTube. So then you guys can listen to it at work. I don't know. Do your things. So it's time for us to say bye-bye. And I'll see you on Friday with the same topic at 10:30. All right? You take care, guys. Bye. Oh, and Friday is going to be in French. So Bobby Solo, if you're here, I'll see you on Friday. Bisous.